The creators left no signatures on their paintings or sculptures. They required none. Their truest self-realization was fully captured in the art they left behind. As you stand facing the caves, listening to the rushing Vaghora river, you're not just looking at an ancient monument. You're meeting the living presence of creators who carved a rock cliff into an eternal testament to human genius. Deep in India's heartland, some 100 miles from Patan, the ancient capital Pratishthan of the Satavahana dynasty, and chiseled from the basalt rock of the ancient Deccan Plateau, lie these Ajanta Caves. These 30 rock-cut sanctuaries sweep across the cliffside in a magnificent horseshoe, mirroring the crescent curve of the Vaghora river below. Carving of these caves began in the 2nd century BCE under the patronage of the Satavahana dynasty. The first phase of construction, which lasted until the 2nd century CE, reflects Hinayana Buddhism's plain, rigorous and understated philosophy. Devoid of Buddha statues or human faces, this era left simple stone viharas for monastic living and chaitya halls centered around symbolic, sacred relic housing, stupas. By the 5th century CE, though, power had shifted to the Vakataka Empire under Emperor Harisena. During the second phase, under these Vakatakas, Ajanta experienced a profound Mahayana Buddhist revival. This shift radically transformed the rock face, gloriously celebrating the new freedom to depict the Buddha in human form. Artists illustrated Jatak tales on the cave walls to impart the Buddha's teachings and the virtues of his past bodhisattva lives. Rejecting mere realism, believing the material world to be a veil to be pierced, they instead framed the sacred narratives with vivid vignettes of everyday life. Opulent courts, floating celestial nymphs, bustling marketplaces, and the simple joys of musicians and lovers. A marital alliance connected the Vakatakas to the mighty Gupta Empire up north. The Guptas were the architects of India's golden age. This union likely introduced local artists in Patan to the Chitra Sutra, an ancient painting treatise from the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana. The text provided systematic guidelines for capturing human emotions through the eyes, treating them as windows to the soul. So Chapakar were meditative eyes. Matsyodar were female or love-lorn eyes. Utpalpatrab were placid or peaceful eyes. Padmapatranib were frightened or weeping eyes. Shankhakriti were angered or deeply pained eyes. To illuminate the subterranean darkness, artisans carved massive horseshoe-shaped windows called the gavaksh or the cow's eyes to channel the sun. They illuminated the rock using mashals, polished metallic mirrors, and water-filled pails to cast a soft glow onto the ceiling, painting by the movement of shifting sunlight. Preparing the tough basalt walls required careful steps. Workers layered the rock surface with mud, cow dung, and rice husks, sealing it with lime plaster. They then painted with ground minerals like ochre, lime, lapis lazuli, and lamp soot onto this lime plaster. These pigments have held their brilliance for over 1500 years. The art that flowered in Ajanta then went along with the monks and merchants on ancient trade routes to inspire art in Southeast Asia, Central Asia, China, Korea, and Japan. Years after my visit, the murals remained with me, not as a physical fragment, but as a permanent imprint. I questioned whether a modern canvas could channel that same sacred essence, or if a contemporary hand could truly speak the language of antiquity. I began to paint without a plan. Face by face, features emerged, down-turned meditative eyes and gracefully tilted necks. For weeks, I assumed I was merely copying history using modern acrylics. Yet looking closely at the finished work, I saw the truth. I had not pulled the past forward. The timeless spirit of Ajanta had reached out and claimed me. The materials were modern, but the essence was unchanged.